We're back for another fun-filled season of Live, Breathe Yoga, the show dedicated to inspiring your practice and, say it with me now, elevating your mind, body, and soul. In a new segment called Conscious Living, we have some fun at a morning dance party. Kaye Study went on the road since we saw you last, and we met some amazing humans at two of the hottest yoga festivals in Eastern Canada. Today we chat with Geneviève Guigard, your go-to girl at Wanderlust Tremblant. This season in Strike a Pose, we share a short practice that you can follow along with at home. Yoga Bites has a fresh new look. We have brought in some amazing health and wellness professionals to share their favorite recipes that keep them fueled on the go. Thanks for staying connected. Coming up, Conscious Living.
Instead of going out at night and drinking a ton of alcohol and going out to nightclubs, let's see if we can make it about health and wellness. Let's do it in the morning and let's do it before work. And people seem to really dig that for some reason. And so now Daybreakers spread to cities all around the world. I think 15, 16 cities now. We launched here in Toronto back in October, and we're growing an amazing community, as you can see, that's just getting bigger and bigger every month. I think it's largely the same people, actually. People who just genuinely love to dance and to have fun, but want to do it for a different reason, to repurpose that instead of nightlife. It's something you do as part of your morning routine. But then I think there is another group of people that do come uniquely to morning events, people that maybe are trying to avoid alcohol for whatever reason, or people who have kids and they can't go out at night, so they'll go for work. So it's really cool that we're able to kind of mix people that love dance and people that love the morning, and it creates something magical. Daybreaker HQ is very, very particular, which we love. So they're very protective of their brand. They make sure that they don't work with any products that that they don't believe wholeheartedly are healthy and good for you. So we work with Vitamin Water and Smart Water. We have the Station Cold Brew Coffee guys that have been coming out since the beginning. We've got Greenhouse Juice, which is a local company here in Toronto. Kind Snack Bars. Something for everybody, basically. Daybreaker has 5 core values, but there's 2 that always stand out to me, and we sign off every email with it. And it's with love and mischief. And I think that that's what Daybreaker is all about, is taking this love of friends and people and music and dancing and mixing it with mischief so we can do all kinds of crazy stuff, like all the surprise performers we have and all the themes and everything. So that's why it's about love and mischief.
Wanderlust is one of, if not the biggest yoga festival in North America, and I have Geneviève Guigard here to speak about the magic. So tell me, what is Wanderlust, for those of us who don't know?
Wow, it's real magic, because it works for real. Well, it's a festival, I would say, of joy. If you have to describe it, it's a mix of great yoga teachers, yoga all day, then fun music at night, party all night, wine degustation. There's like a huge variety of classes you can take. But I always feel so much joy when I come here, because every person who comes here has found joy through their own practice. That's why we end up here. It's because we already practice at home, and we have found a real meaning in our yoga practice that gives joy to our lives, or that gives balance at least to our lives, or that keeps us sane or lucid, or everybody feels a different benefit in their yoga practice, but they're all benefits.
Oh, yes.
And then when you all put us together on one mountain, it goes like crazy.
It's a big meditation, and everybody feeds off of each other's energy too. The classes are phenomenal.
classes are phenomenal, and the vibe is phenomenal because people have been yearning for this, you know. And usually students, like yoga students, are really nerdy in a sense that they always want to learn a little more. You get really like...
Guilty.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get so interested in many things and you want to be inspired. And the name Wanderlust, you know, it means, it's a German name that means the desire to learn and travel. So that's the full base of the whole movement, is a desire, and it answers that deep yearning for each student that comes. It brings so many good teachers together, and every class is a different experience. You know, because we don't teach like we teach at home. At home, it's kind of a service that we give the students, and we give a good class. But here we take the time to make it a full experience. We bring all that of us, you know, a little more into classes. So everybody is really inspired, and everybody shares, and it's so great. It's such a great experience. When you've never been, it's oh wow, I didn't know that existed. You know, it's really so cool.
And how long ago did Wanderlust begin?
This is the fourth in Tremblant. This is the fourth festival. I believe they started 12 years ago in California, then Whistler, then it grew. There's one in Chile, there's one in Australia, there's one in Vermont, and every year
it's
more,
worldwide, I guess. Okay.
And every year more people are going. And apart from the festivals, there's a couple of yoga studios that are called Wanderlust, and I'm co-owner of Wanderlust Montreal.
Yes, that's right.
Where we have the same vibe as here. So we have live music, we have conferences, people coming in to share their life path or their, you know, how to live a fuller life. So it's like a wellness kind of all around
encompassing
that we have like on our little street corner, gorgeous studio music, but we're so inspired by the festival and by the movement, and it feeds on itself because everybody gets more creative, as you know.
How did it begin? So is it different today than it was when it first started 4 years ago in Tremblant?
Much bigger.
Okay.
Much bigger. And I don't feel that I need to explain anymore. I can actually, you know, it's funny because the first couple of interviews I would talk about what is yoga, you know?
Okay.
And now it's like, we're somewhere else. I don't even have to say what is yoga or what is the festival. It's like, who's there this summer? Who's coming? What's new? What new experience? So this is so great because people know about it. Yeah.
So do you find that people who have not practiced yoga are drawn to the festival as well?
For sure, because my first answer is always, well, this is the place if you're an advanced practitioner and you're hungry and you want to learn, and this is the place if you have no clue and you want to discover, because never will they fit all of those great teachers in one weekend. You know how life is.
Yes, it's hard.
This is a weekend where everybody's there, so, you know, go
so
for it.
you can really feed off of the energy and the instructors and even the other students that you meet.
Of course, and if you're a total beginner, this is the place. You have a menu, you have your classes, it says basic, intermediate, is this meditation, is this funky MC, yogi, party, black light, whatever, you know, you have all that in your menu. It's so easy, you just get what do you want to do, and then you have to go to bed a little early if you want to keep up. That's all.
It's just a suggestion.
A little suggestion, or your body will beg you to go to bed early the next night.
It definitely will. Yeah. And if you can imagine Wanderlust in the future, let's say 10 years from now, how do you see it?
I would have a wish that it stays as authentic and as true, because this is really a place where people come with open hearts, and it's really, I know you know what I mean, it's really special. And I hope that if it gets bigger, we still feel safe to have a open heart during a full weekend, you know, and it keeps that it becomes bigger, but not for the sake of becoming bigger. You know what I mean? If it has to become bigger, it is because more authentic people come and love it and come and feed it, you know, and make it big. That would be my biggest wish.
I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
It's so simple because everybody in the community is so supportive of one another too. So, and since Wanderlust, I've noticed that there have been a lot of other festivals that have been popping up as well. Do you have anything to say about that in terms of how you've seen this grow?
Yeah, well, I work so much at the studio in Montreal. I'm being really honest. I teach almost every day at the studio. So this festival is for me the gift that I allow myself and send the kids away to my mother-in-law for the weekend. And so I don't have time to explore all the festivals that there is. So my answer would not be balanced, because this is really the festival I'm in love with and that I know. And so last year I went to the one in California because this is the first festival that I really feel that rocks my world, the way that I like to rock my world.
That's
I mean,
good.
when I first took class with MC Yogi, I was really just, the Beastie Boys were blasting in the room, and I felt he's speaking to me, because I'm really like a contemporary girl attracted to life now, but I do have a really pure practice. But he resonates with the music I like and the poems I like, or you know what I mean? It's a very actual feeling, and Wanderlust answers that for me. I feel it's really contemporary, speaking to me in a fun way, and so I'm always attracted. So every time I can, I explore the other Wanderlust festivals.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
Coming up after the break, strike a pose, stay with us. Today in Strike a Pose, we are sharing a short sequence that you can connect to safely at home or at the studio. Lee will be demonstrating a practice with a full range in motion, and I will demonstrate the same practice, offering modifications should your range of motion be limited. We'll start with Sun Salutation A. Standing at the top of your mat, toes together, heels maybe slightly apart, rooting into both feet evenly, finding length all the way up to the top of your head. Gently, with your eyes closed, bringing awareness to your breath, palms facing forward. Slow, deep inhale, filling your lungs all the way up, and exhaling slower than your inhale. Continuing with this pattern of breath, allowing your lungs to expand more and more through your practice. Inhale, draw your hands up. On your exhale, forward fold, swan dive. In your fold, you can bend your knees slightly, top of your head melts towards the earth. Inhale to a flat back, hands on your shins. On your exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Option to lower your knees and lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. On your exhale, move into your downward facing dog. Taking time here to connect with your downward facing dog, finding length on your arms to the top of your head. Observing your breath. Pressing into the pads of your fingers, base of your index finger, knuckle and thumb. Heels melting towards the earth as you press into the base of your big toes and base of your pinky toes. Look forward, step or hop forward between your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up, look at your thumbs. And exhale, take your hands back to Samastitihi. Coming into Sun Salutation B. Inhale, sweep your fingertips across the mat, bend your knees, hands to the sky. Looking down at your knees, make sure you can still see your big toes. Draw your lower rib cage in, inhale. Exhale into a forward fold, and again, you can bend your knees, resting your chest on your thighs. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, stepping back into a high plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, inhale, arms up, palms to touch. Warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, arms up, warrior one on this side, dropping your back heel. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Observing how your body connects with your downward dogs as you move through them in your practice. Finding length to the top of your head. Drawing your lower abdomen in as you draw your lower rib cage in. Pressing into the pads of your fingers, base of your index finger, knuckle and thumb. In doing this, you're drawing the awareness away from your wrist into the rest of your hand. Again, gently taking time with your breath. Look forward, step or hop forward between your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, knees bend, arms up, back into your chair pose. And checking in here, lower rib cage in, sitting back. As you look down at your knees, you should be able to see your toes. And as you drive your heels into the earth, come to stand, hands back to heart center. Namaste. We're with Melissa Tung, and we're gonna make date bars?
Date bars.
Oatmeal
date bars. Yeah.
Okay, so these are your go-to date bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we have in front of us?
Okay, so we have ingredients to make the base and the crumble topping, as well as the filling, which is like a date, cooked date. So it's sweet and it's fibrous and it's good for you. Yes.
Okay, so let's get this started. So we need this bowl.
So to make the filling or the base, right, we're gonna take oats. So we have 1.5 cups of oats.
Okay.
I'm gonna tumble that in there.
Yep.
And then we have a cup of flour. So for the flour, you can use flour, whole wheat flour, proportion that's thereof.
Okay.
I haven't tried it with gluten-free substitutes, but it's something worth trying because it's not like a light cake, so it's probably okay.
Okay.
We have sugar. So again, this is cane.
This is cane sugar.
Cane sugar.
Yep.
I use brown sugar, about 1/2 cup. Again, if you wanted a little less sweet, because the filling is pretty sweet, you could reduce. Okay. We have cinnamon and a bit of salt.
All right.
We also have the baking powder, about a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. I think that was in the flour. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. From there, we're just gonna mix. You
I'll
wanna
mix. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my job.
Mix
This is how I
job.
support.
Okay.
I'm the helper.
Exactly. So you just want to make sure that everything's well incorporated. There's no blocks of sugar,
Right.
for example.
Which can happen for sure.
Yeah, especially if you have like a brown sugar that has that's sticky, like a Demonstrator style.
Tell us how you live and breathe yoga.
Other than literally running
me,
around.
yeah.
So I practice yoga, I teach yoga all over the city. Yoga ultimately, I would say, is probably about balance. It's balanced living more than it is necessarily the act of the exercise. And so some of the things that would lead to balance would be like eating properly, right? Something nutritious, but something that you also enjoy. So this is like sweet, but it's also a little bit healthy. So there's that. Maybe we should start the filling.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the filling is about a cup of dates, and again, if you want a thicker filling, you can use more dates. If you want like a little bit thinner, then you could do less.
Okay.
And so it's going to be about a cup of dates. Let's take this off the burner. kind of hot there. That's it. And then about a half a cup of water. Okay. So the dates look really puffy because I tore them up by hand. Pan's too hot. All right. And so you can see how it's like crumbly. It's kind of got a bit of texture. And the oats we used, they were small. They were like quick cook oats, I think.
Right.
I use large flake oats too. It all works. Okay. Larger flake is gonna be more bite to it. So I like that. I probably would not use steel cut oats though. That's gonna be too hard.
Rough.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we have a prepped pan, and you can, I'd say 8 by 8 squares standard, but you know, whatever you have.
This is what I have.
So about half or
Half to start?
2/3. Okay. Half or 2/3, because we're save some for the top.
Oh, right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can just dump it in there, like half or 2/3, and then you're gonna use your fingers or somebody else's fingers, and you're gonna press.
Okay.
And you're gonna press it into the base. That's it. And you're gonna get to the corners because you want your base to be sturdy.
Oh, right.
So if I was gonna make it and I wanted to make it pretty, or company was coming, I would probably do more at the bottom, less at the top, so I can see down to the date filling. And then, Kaye fingers, you're gonna crumble and put it on top. So you can do it like chunks, or you could just sprinkle it and press it all down. So it depends if you wanna do sandwich style or more like a crumble top. So you could do like little chunks so it looks like bits. And that's
make it pretty.
Exactly. So if you wanted it to be pretty and you wanted to see the bottom, you could leave it like that and save that rest, and it would be underneath, or you can just keep going and make it like completely solid.
That's so cool.
And it's the same for the bottom and the top, right? So that makes it really simple.
That's so simple. Oh my gosh. Do you ever add anything on top of it?
I have not.
Okay.
But I mean, you can make it thicker. You could be double decker.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe you do a different fruit or a different thing. You'd have to bake it longer though.
Oh, I see.
Okay. In essence, it's a bar cookie, right? Or like a granola bar in a way.
Okay. This is awesome.
Yeah, so just use it for rest. And then we bake it 25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
In the oven?
with the magic of television, we actually can produce on a completely different pan the date bars. So Melissa was gracious enough to pre-prep some date bars for us. So we're gonna get into those. Cut these bad boys up.
So you can see here I used like a larger flake oat. It still works, it's all good.
Yeah.
A little more texture, right? And so we're just gonna cut. And they last, I don't know, how long can you keep them, right? Yeah, I don't know.
It really
I eat them all before I've ever tested that theory, but you could probably go a week, easy. I put them in an airtight container.
Okay. So you can't just leave them out. They have to be sealed.
I have, to be honest, I have, and when I'm out all day, they're just in like a little Tupperware container in my backpack, so it's fine. You can have them with tea, you can have them with milk, you can have them with...
Yeah. And we can have them with now.
Right now, yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Well, that was fun. We discovered you can party till 9 a.m. without a hangover. And thanks to Wanderlust, yogis have a destination to find their true north. I hope you enjoyed your yoga practice in Strike a Pose, and don't forget to try Melissa's date bar recipe. Thanks for watching. Namaste.